my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I am Jay. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you stay a while and join the clan. If you have been enjoying these videos so far, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and like this video. Give it a big fat thumbs up. It just lets me know that you're enjoying this content and you want me to keep doing what I'm doing. Alright, so today's video is all about Nesta's Recovery Home and Innovative Healing Spa. I can only speak on these two because I actually went to these places, so I'm just going to be sharing my honest opinion about, you know, the things that happened and how I felt and if I would recommend them or not. So if you're interested in hearing anything about that, go ahead and stay tuned to this video. Alright, so let me go ahead and dive in. I'm going to start by talking about my experience at Nesta. So the first thing to know is that at Nesta Recovery Home for 5 days, and the total cost for the 5-day stay was $3,400. The services that I received were the 24-hour caregiver, the driver to take me to and from massages, and also to a post-op appointment with Dr.Jung. Also meals, 3 meals and snacks in between, and any help bathing, going to the restroom, any type of like help that I needed in between that time. I received that, and then all of the supplies that I needed while I was staying there as well. I think that was pretty much it for the package. If it's anything else, I'll just loop it in the video. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the communication. So when I first reached out to Nesta, as you guys know, that I had a very last minute appointment. I literally found out that I was having surgery 7 days before my actual surgery date. So the very first day that Sarah reached out to me and I accepted the date, I reached out to Nesta and I got in contact with Shelby, and I was in communication with her for a few, I want to say like a day or so. But it seemed like at one point the communication stopped, and I was reaching out. I was trying to get an actual document that's just showing all of the details of my stay, as far as what services I was going to receive, how much it was, and all of that stuff. And so I kept having to reach out to get that information. So eventually they emailed me, but when they emailed me, it was the wrong thing. So I had to reach back out to them to get like the right information that I needed. So at first I'm just like, the communication is like slacking heavily. And my husband was like, are they scamming you? I'm just like, no babe, they're not scamming me. But when I got there, I noticed how busy they were. Like, they were super busy. And Shelby is like freaking superwoman, going from here to there. And when they don't have a driver, she's the one that's doing the driving and taking the dolls from, you know, Dr. Jung to get massages and here and there. So I noticed that they are truly really busy, and they really are a small business. And they just, you know, it's just one of the pain points of having a small business. Like, you can't be everywhere on the phone with everybody all the time. So I definitely had compassion with them. So if you are trying to reach out to them, or you're considering them and they take a while to get back with you, just please continue to be polite and follow up with them, because they definitely do care, and they just need some help and some patience from us. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is what it was like staying in the high-rise suite. So I actually was so lucky to be able to stay in the high-rise, because typically they don't have the high-rise. It's usually just the house, from my understanding. That could change at any point, but I loved it. I felt like it was really nice. I felt like the views were absolutely beautiful. The only thing that threw me off, when Shelby first sent me the video of the space, because I had never seen it before because it's not on their website, I was a little taken back that, you know, it was a twin size bed. So I knew that before I got there, but I was really thrown off that it was a twin size bed, because in my head I'm like, I'm paying $3,000 for 5 days. I need a full-size bed, like, period, because I'm a grown woman. I need a full-size bed so I could spread out. But after I had the surgery, I was just like, oh, I guess it really didn't matter, because I can literally only be like this anyways. So twin-size bed, full-size bed, I'm not going to be using it anyways. So the twin-size bed ended up working out, but that was like a little bit like, so yeah. The next thing I want to talk about is the caregivers / like service that I received. So the service that I received was outstanding. There wasn't ever a time where I had to go hungry. I felt very comfortable to grab, fruit out of the fruit basket, snacks from the snack drawer. Like, I just felt like it was my home and I could do as I pleased. And we always had meals 3 times a day. So I was really appreciative about that. And whenever I needed help, even if it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, I always felt comfortable reaching out to the caregiver to ask them for help, because they were always there 24/7. Like, we were never left alone. So I really appreciated that, because you really don't know what you need until after you have surgery. So literally the first 3 days, I remember getting help getting in and out of bed, going to the restroom every hour on the hour, having to get up to go to the restroom. So they helped me every single time, and it is not fun doing that, but I could tell that they really enjoyed their job and they really did care about the dolls. So it was really no skin off their chin. They enjoyed it. So the service was impeccable. The only issue that I had with one of the caregivers was just that while during my stay, there was a caregiver who evidently felt some type of way towards Dr. Jung. It was very clear that she did not like him. She had her list of reasons, and she just would not, she just didn't do him. And that's fine. Everybody is not going to like everybody, but I felt as a professional, you should keep your grievances outside of the workplace. But there were definitely many instances where she shared her differences with Dr. Jung and how she didn't like him, and how, just the different rumors that you hear came up in several conversations that were had. And so that made me feel uncomfortable. Somebody who literally just had surgery by Dr. Jung, I don't want to hear you talk crap about the surgeon that just operated on me. So I did share my my experience with Shelby and Camellia, and Shelby seemed to be genuinely like, oh, I'm sorry that happened. They both were, but I'm just not 100% sure if they believed me, because it just kind of was wrote off as like a personality clash, and it wasn't a personality clash. It's just that I don't want to hear a worker talk about Dr. Jung, my surgeon, who just operated on me. It's just not okay. So that was that. I shared it before I got ready to leave, because I didn't want to put myself in an uncomfortable position. So they were just like, oh, well, she's not going to be there for the remainder of your stay, which she already wasn't going to be there from my understanding, because she said she was going out of town. So that happened. It didn't really put a huge damper on my stay, but I think anybody would feel uncomfortable with that situation. So they said that they took care of it on their end. I don't know. I would hope that never happens again. But that definitely happened while I was there. And I don't know how many other dolls experienced that, but that was my experience. Now, as far as the food, I was a little bit confused, because I went into this experience just knowing that it was going to be no sodium at all. But when I stayed with Nesta, I ended up finding out that we actually could have a little sodium. So the food tasted great. I mean, there were people that said that the food wasn't good, and that was something they complained about before I stayed there. So I was a little weary, but I enjoyed it. The first couple days I was on soups. I didn't have anything really solid, but once I did get the solid food, it was great. I can't really complain about it. Like, I enjoyed it. So the food to me was good. Like I said, I ate anytime that I wanted, and then we did always have those 3 meals a day. The next thing I want to cover are the rides. So as you guys know, staying with Nesta, you do get the transportation. So I was taken to and from my massages, and the way that they did it was they had the truck, as you saw in my vlog, and I got in the truck, and they took me to my massages. It was air conditioned, it was clean, it was smooth ride. There was only one incident that happened where I got a new driver, and oh my gosh, I was so scared. So I get into this car. Mind you, it is very uncomfortable to be in a car after you've had surgery, a few days after you've had surgery. And the reason why is because a car is very uncomfortable. Like when you have a truck, you can put the seat down and you can lay down in the back with covers and pillows, and you know, it's just a lot more comfortable. But in the car, they put like a pillow down and like one of those mats just in case I bled through my clothes, and was just like, okay, bye type of situation. And I never met this guy. It was my first time riding with him, and it was just really uncomfortable being on my stomach that way in a car, because it's not meant for that. So we get in the car and I'm just like, oh crap, it's a car that's not that big, so I'm literally feeling every single thing that he's doing as far as driving. You know, he's kind of pressing on brakes and it's kind of making me fall over to the side a little bit. I'm having to hold myself up. And then y'all, this man starts driving in the wrong direction. Now the high rise and Innovative, where it's supposed to be about 3 to 5 minutes apart, at this point we're driving for like 10 minutes, and I'm just like, where are we going? He's like, we're going a different way. And I'm a little crazy. I'm not crazy, the world is crazy. So I immediately start thinking crazy. So I put my GPS on and I literally see that we're driving in the opposite direction of Innovative. So I just start freaking out. I reach out, I called Shelby and Camelia picked up the phone, and I'm just like, hey, like, I'm not sure what's going on, but the driver is taking me somewhere else. Like, I'm supposed to go to Innovative. And at this point, I want to say I was like 10 minutes. I was running 10 minutes late. And at Innovative, if you run more than 15 minutes late, they reschedule your appointment. So I'm just like, no. I need to get here. I need to get to my appointment, because you guys do not want to miss a massage. It will literally be the worst ever. So, you know, I calmed down. Camille was like, we might have to get another masseuse to come out to the recovery home. I'm like, no ma'am, I paid for Innovative. I'm going to Innovative. So I don't know what needs to happen, but I need to get there. So eventually we got there. Innovative was able to squeeze me in, and I got my massage, and I told Shelby I did not want to drive with that driver anymore, and luckily I didn't have to. They did recommend the situation. My medication was like $89, so they ended up like refunding me the price for my medication because they picked up my meds. So I felt like that was really sweet. I felt like it was definitely taken care of. It was a bit traumatic for me, and I'm already dramatic, so I was just like, that was a crazy experience. The last thing that I want to talk about is just the way that they definitely went above and beyond for me. So the last day that I stayed there was a Saturday. My husband was flying to and from Houston because he still had to work. It was a last minute cancellation, so he couldn't like request the days off or nothing like that. So instead of me leaving there at 11, like getting put out at 11, Shelby actually let me stay there a little bit later because I was by myself. You know, my Airbnb, their check-in time was like 3 p.m. So they actually, on the very last day, they took me to my massage, and then after my massage, they actually dropped me off to my Airbnb, and the driver like walked my bags all the way to the door. So I am forever grateful. And I think the way that they went above and beyond, it just made the experience so much better, and it just made it feel like it's not all about business. Like they actually do care for their dolls, and they actually do want you to be safe. Like it's not all about the money or whatever the case was. So I really appreciated that, because I didn't feel comfortable like getting in the Airbnb. Like I didn't feel comfortable taking an Uber, because I don't know my way around the city, and I didn't want to carry my bags because I couldn't carry anything heavy at that time. So I really feel like they went above and beyond. So despite the kinks that happened, no recovery is perfect, honestly. And I'm pretty sure I'll take my little issues over the things that I've heard that have happened at other recovery homes. I'm forever grateful to Nesta. I definitely do highly recommend them, and I know that the situations that happen to me, like, they are one-off situations, and I don't think it happens all the time. So if you guys are looking for somewhere to stay, please consider Nesta, because they really do care. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to talk about is Innovative Healing Spa. I received 18 massages from Innovative Healing Spa, and the price of those massages ended up being $2,970. I did not intend on spending that much money, but because I did not reserve the packages ahead of time, I ended up paying per massage, which is way more expensive than just getting a package of 20. So I initially got a pack of 10, and then after the 10 I had to pay per massage because I didn't know how many I would end up getting. So it was just, I ended up paying a lot more than what I had to pay. So something to consider when you get a massage from Innovative. Get more than what you need, because more than likely you're going to end up like wanting more massages from them. So if you can get 20, put a deposit down for 20. If you need less, then that money can always go towards future massages, or double massages, so twice a day. Just get more than what you need. Don't be like me. Okay, so first off, who did my massages? So while I was at Innovative, I actually got my massages from Mariana. Occasionally Jenny would help, and then Michelle was also there. I love her so much. I love them all so much. It was such a beautiful, great experience. What did the massage feel like? So the first day, I thought I was about to pass out. Like, I literally thought I was about to pass out. They had to get the ice pack on me because I started overheating. It was pretty brutal, and that was because I got picked up later than expected after my surgery. So my anesthesia had already worn off, so I was feeling everything, y'all, like every single thing. But after the massage, I felt so much better. I felt so much better. I didn't even have an opportunity to take any medication, because from the surgery I went straight there. So you guys saw my vlog how I was walking out of that thing. Like, that was pretty crazy. I was scared to go back. I was just like, oh my god. I kind of freaked myself out more than anything. But after the after the third massage, I was good to go. They figured out that I overheat, so every time I came in, they had my ice pack ready, they had my ginger ale on standby. They knew exactly what I needed because they started to learn me as a client. And then, the relationship started to build more. We started to talk more and laugh and just really, enjoy our time together, because when you're going through surgery like that, it is a lot of emotional ups and downs. And I really started looking forward to my massages because I didn't have nobody there for real. My husband was back and forth, but for the most part, like, after I left Nesta, I didn't really have that emotional support. But I did keep in contact with the dolls that I met at Nesta, so that was nice. But I really appreciated like the way that they really genuinely cared for me, and they really worked me in, because they were super booked, and I didn't plan on getting all my massages with them, but a situation happened where I ended up needing to get all of my massages from them, so I'm grateful that they were able to squeeze me in. The next thing I want to talk about is this whole situation with reopening Incisions. Okay, so a few times when I got there, they did have to reopen my Incisions because my Incisions were actually closing on day 2. And I had to go back to Dr. Jung twice to get my Incisions reopened. So Dr. Jung does not use drains. So whenever you don't use drains, you can build fluid, and you don't want to build a whole lot of fluid in the beginning stages, because you can develop a seroma. If your incisions are closed and the fluid is just building and your body can't absorb all of that fluid, you will develop a seroma. And so the seroma can turn into hard tissue can turn into fibrosis and all these other complications that are totally avoidable. So at first I was like, what's going on? And then as I got the massages and I started to understand the logic behind reopening Incisions, I was like, oh girl, reopen this incision because I need this fluid out of me, honey, like, period. So I didn't even feel it. It's literally just them, like, imagine that this is your incision right here. They take a very very thin needle that's about this big, and they just poke, and it was only the 2 that was right here if it needed it. So they would try to manually like push the fluid out, and if it was not budging because it was closing, then at that point they would of course like reopen my incision with a sterile needle. So it was fine. Like, I understand it. It wasn't like a big deal like how I thought it would be. Okay, so that's what it feels like to get your incisions reopened. I didn't feel a thing. It was I don't know if it was because I was numb or I just really couldn't feel nothing because it was such a like small needle. Like, I don't know exactly what it was, but it wasn't painful to me. And the massages, like I said, they were uncomfortable, but they're definitely doable. The thing that helped me with my massages was that cold ice pack on my shoulders. A lot of jokes and laughing and just, you know, trying to take my mind off of what happened. Deep breathing helped me so much, being able to just like brace myself for what was happening. And also, one of the major things had to have been not freaking myself out and not stressing myself out before the massages. I always try to come in with a positive mindset, and the more massages that you get, the more you understand that like your body literally needs this. Like, it really does. So Innovative Healing Spa was amazing. I loved how they were in communication with Dr. Jung, like concerning, you know, my case. And, you know, if she felt like he needed to reopen my incision, she would let him know that. I just like the fact that they know who my surgeon is. Like, I feel like that's important because Dr. Jung said that I had very tough fat, so they knew coming in what my situation was, and they knew what they needed to do from the beginning in order to get me to very snatch results in the small time frame that they had me. So on several occasions, Mariana printed out like a picture of my like stomach, and she would just show me like, this is what we want to do, this is what we want to do. And so she had a plan every single time I came in there. And to me, that's like amazing, because it's like, you thinking about me before I get there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they put thought into it. Like, it's actually intentional, and it's not just a regular massage. And another thing that I loved about them was that they actually contour you while they are like draining you, so you're getting flat, but they're also developing the ab etching if you have ab etching, and they're bringing out those curves on the side as well. So they're doing all of that while they drain you, and they're also educating you as well, making sure that you're taking care of yourself outside of the massages and all that good stuff. So they definitely went above and beyond. So actually, after I left Nesta, I was super scared about Ubering, because I'm like, I'm by myself. I don't want to Uber. I'm scared to Uber. So I was expressing my concerns to them, because they were just like, you know, you need to get more massages. Like 5 is not going to be enough. This was in the beginning. And so I was like, well, I wanted to be able to get my massages from them, but I didn't have a ride. So my Airbnb was actually 3 minutes away from them. So they actually orchestrated a way for me to be able to get picked up by them to get to and from my massages. I don't know if they do that for everybody. I know on a few occasions they have, like in like emergency situations. So I'm not really sure if that's a service that they're offering to every single person, but I feel like if it's a major situation, they will definitely help if you are super close. Like, I was literally down the street, like literally down the street. So I really appreciate them going above and beyond for me, because I'm just like, y'all, I just can't do it. I might get trafficked. Like, what if I get somebody crazy? So I only had to Uber twice, and that was when I had to go see Dr. Jung for my post-op appointments. I'm trying to see if there was anything else that I could think of after that. So I would definitely recommend Innovative Healing Spa and Nesta's. That's my honest review of both of them. Like, it was a great experience. I would definitely do it all over again. If I had to do it all over again, I would do it all over again with those two. 100%, like 110%. So if you are looking for some places, you can consider my review, but of course take it with a grain of salt, because everybody's experience different. At the end of the day, you want to make sure that you find a recovery home and a massage therapist that's a good fit for you, as well as them making sure that you're a good fit for them, because you're going to be spending a lot of time there and you want to feel comfortable. And yes, I think that's all I have to say about this situation. About what's wrong with me? It's late, y'all. I'm sorry. It's literally 11 o'clock. I'm trying to push this content out because I know you guys want it, but I think that that's all for today, dolls. Thank you so much for watching this video. If I forget anything, I will just do a voiceover so that I can get that information, but I'm pretty sure I covered all of the bases. 5 stars. All right, see you guys later. Don't move, because another video is coming right up.